Big money, big surprises at the IPL Players Auction today as Kolkata Knight Riders broke the bank to sign Australian all-rounder Cameron Green for a record 25.20 crore rupees. Green became the most expensive overseas player in IPL auction history, going past Mitchell Starc's previous record of a furious bidding war between Kolkata Knight Riders and Chennai Super Kings. And despite the headline figure, Green will take home 18 crore rupees for the season, with the remaining amount going to BCCI's Player Development Fund as per the auction rules. Australian all-rounder who has previously played for Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bengaluru brings proven IPL experience with over 700 runs and 16 wickets from 29 matches. And while Green grabbed the spotlight, the auction also threw up major shocks. Indian batters Prithvi and Sarfaraz went unsold despite recent strong performances in domestic cricket. There were mixed fortunes for overseas stars as well. South African power hitter David Miller was picked up by Delhi captains at his base price, while New Zealand batter Devon Conway surprisingly found no takers. Quinton, meanwhile, made a return to Mumbai Indians at his base price of 1 crore rupees. With 10 franchises competing to fill 77 slots from a pool of 359 players, the mini auction delivered drama, big bids and unexpected snubs, setting the stage for another high-voltage IPL season ahead. And joining me on the show is my colleague Krishna Kumar. Also with us is Sanjeev Samyal. He's a senior sports journalist. And Shekhar Vijayan, who's another sports commentator. Thank you very much, all of you. Coming to you, Krishna, a big surprise there. Lots of shocks and high-voltage drama there as far as IPL auction is concerned.
Oh, absolutely. You know, big money again going to the foreign player. Cameron Green becoming the costliest ever in history. And again, KKR going for it. Bear in mind, there were two teams which had the biggest purses that they went into in this particular IPL mini auction, and this is the mini auction of not the main auction. It was indeed Chennai Super Kings and KKR, and expectedly so, KKR lavishing big bucks on the foreign players, and meanwhile Venkatesh Iyer being bought for 7 crore rupees, and Prithvi having no takers for 75 lakh rupees. So Indians players, capped Indian players who have played for the national Indian cricket team not getting picked, and yet all these foreign stars selling for the big bucks. And Shweta, that was what was expected so far. If you ask me, no surprises that KKR has been one of the teams that has spent the maximum amount of money. I am actually awaiting what CSK is going to do. They've got a huge purse. Bear in mind, apart from other teams like, say, even Lucknow and other teams, so we also have a decent set of purses going into this auction. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen and what money that the CSK is going to pay for who.
That would be interesting to watch out for. Sanjeev Samyal, coming to you, how do you... all right, I think we've lost the line there with Sanjeev Samyal, but Shekhar Vijayan is with us. How do you interpret the record-breaking bids there for players like Rishabh Pant and Green in terms of market correction vis-a-vis, hype-driven inflation that IPL often sees?
Yeah, so Shweta, one is IPL is the playground for all this talent. And we've got talent which is available from Australia, India, even Sri Lanka, right? We are from all parts of the world. And it goes without saying that, the bar has just been going up. It's been 19 years since IPL has been in operation. Last year we were talking about Mitchell Starc. This year we're talking about Cameron Green, another Australian. He's also not just a batsman. He's somebody who can play at all positions. He also gives a lot of stability to the team in terms of depth, in terms of, all-round abilities. So I think teams are now, going for the kill. They don't mind paying a heavy price for a batsman who can do so much more. We are also looking long-term in terms of whether this person can be a viable captain for the franchisee. So I think there are three things here. One is the strategy. The second thing is not just, looking at 1 season, 2 seasons, but looking for a long-term season. The third thing is looking at a captaincy position, and also, looking at, how these people perform in all these bilateral series. And especially, I think Cameron Green really came into prominence when he played well against India. And we all know how, whenever in India-Australia clash happens, Australians really bring the best game to the table. So I think everybody's watching IPL. IPL is a marquee event, and the fact that there is so much of talent at display, there is so much of money being used, and there is also money which is going to be used for the players in terms of there's a certain cap attached to it, which is a new rule this time. So it's going to be quite exciting. But what I really like is the fact that there are two big teams which are actually have got two big purses, which is CSK, which is and KKR, and they've really broken the bank this time. It's going to be exciting, like Krishna Kumar said, and I'm really looking forward to how this IPL is going to stream out this time around.
Yeah, Shekhar, if I can add on to that and ask you, what would be your expectations from CSK? We have yet to hear even one big buy from them so far. They need everybody. That team needs to be rebuilt from scratch. We've had two versions of CSK over the course of since 2007, 2008, and now it has to be CSK 3.0, isn't it?
Yeah, Vishnukumar, but if you look at CSK is always a team which plays its cards very, very close to its chest. You really don't know anything about CSK until the ball is in the ball. Actually, I mean, it's almost like only the who represents CSK in more ways than one. And like you said, I think CSK needs to be rebuilt, and there are some very, very important players who are going to come in, who are going to go out. So it's going to be very interesting how CSK plays this. But the other teams have been very clear in terms of how they're going to spend the money, what kind of team they're going to build. We have got a good idea what KKR is going to do. We have a good idea what RCB is going to do. We have a good idea what RR is going to do. But with CSK, you really don't know. You really don't know because they obviously they want to rebuild, and they, like I said, they just play their cards very, very close to the chest. You will get to know it, I think, on match day itself or on the second day of the auction. So hoping for the best, but it's going to be exciting because CSK has got such a huge fan base. There are people who love CSK, because of the kind of flamboyance they bring to the table and the stability to bring to the table. And each team in IPL has got something to offer. So it's going to be exciting.
Right, Shweta, so that clearly, I have my biases when it comes to this particular IPL mini auction, and that's not just my bias because I'm a CSK fan, but it's also because, they do have the biggest purse going into this auction. It's the fact of the matter. Number two, incidentally, is KKR, and that's the reason why the first headlines emerging is that KKR has lavished over 25 crore rupees for Cameron Green, the Australian all-rounder, and then, of course, they're spending another 18 crore rupees on Matisha Patirana. I don't know what to say about that, Shweta, because Matisha Patirana has been an integral part of the CSK unit, going on to win an IPL trophy as well when he was a part of the team. It's going to be heartbreaking to watch him play for KKR, Shweta.
Absolutely. And Sanjeev Samyal is also back with us. Sanjeev, given the overall purse constraints that we're looking at, do you believe the franchise has over-indexed on these marquee names at the cost of perhaps depth?
I think KKR has done good business. Basically, like in auction over the years, what we have seen is how you start is very important. Like it is like they have got the targets, they have got the players they are targeted. So like they should be sitting comfortably. Like they have got some really good Cameron Green, Patirana, both are excellent players to get. And like they have enough money now left. It is basically about getting the uncapped players, and they basically now the auction now is not just about the big names, big players. All the franchises, they kind of have a very good scouting network, so they look at players outside the international players, local leagues, Syed Mushtaq Ali tournament, even coaching camps. So I think KKR will be sitting easier now with the players they have got because they are in a rebuilding phase, and they needed a couple of key players which they have got. So now the pressure is on Chennai Super Kings to kind of get some good players.
Sanjeev, I think we'll also try and get you back on a better line, but let me quickly go back to Shekhar Vijay. Shekhar, with several Indian pacers and utility all-rounders also attracting strong bids, what does it tell you really about how teams are rethinking their bowling strategy and combination, as well as perhaps contingency plans going forward?
Shweta, I believe, we talk about IPL, we talk about the T20 game, we talk about the Test series, match series, and ultimately in the IPL or in a cricket match, it's the bowlers which win you the matches here. And I think the teams have realized off late, and this is after 18 to 19 years of IPL, that to to really win the tournament, to really win the championship, you need good bowlers. So that's why they're putting out the big bucks for somebody like a Pakirana, because his action is unique. He can have an off day. He's almost like a Jasprit Bumrah if you look at it. I'm giving an example here in terms of how he's going to be used. So I think teams wouldn't mind going all out in terms of buying utility players, in terms of buying players who they can transition into, being players who they can use for 4 overs, or also all-rounders, and also somebody who can become a captain. So there's a lot of strategy involved in this, like Sanjeev ji was talking about the fact there are scouting networks now available. Now everybody knows the lay of the land, especially in India. You have these foreign coaches who come in, but they don't just come in, during the IPL. They come in way before they come in. They look at the talent. You've got so many tournaments which happens in India, the local tournaments. By that you get an idea of the kind of talent which is available. And on the positive side, the IPL throws up so much of talent, local talent, which gets to merge with the likes of Gallis, with the likes of Braitley, with the likes of the foreign coaches, with the Justin Langer. I think, the fact that IPL, we talk about the money involved in IPL, but look at the kind of talent which comes out. Look at the kind of ability where you have them sharing the dressing room with such marquee names. So I think it's pretty interesting to see the way the IPL is, come into a zone as one of the best, tournaments in the world, with everybody watching it. But I think more than anything else, teams don't mind shelling out big bucks when they feel there is a need to it, because ultimately it all matters down to winning. It is a long tournament, and you want to win right from the beginning because you want to build a rhythm in place.
Okay, Shekhar, if I were to ask you, do you think there is a confirmation bias against Indian players in the IPL bidding big monies for the Indian players?
So there is, yes. See, if I'm an Indian, even I would want to bet big on Indian players, because ultimately it's local talent. You want them to flourish. You want them to do well, along with the foreign talent which is available. You have to also understand, Krishna Kumar, that Indian players are only playing the IPL, whereas the foreign players get to play all the other tournaments too. So obviously there's more focus on the Indian players here, and they also get a chance to match the talent with the foreign talent. And you notice that off late, in the last 5 to 6 years, with the IPL coming to prominence, the Indian talent has really just flourished and really come out in terms of fielding, in terms of batting, in terms of skills, which is not one-dimensional. And as we talk, and we're seeing images of different Indian players who have been sold for such large amounts of money, which goes without saying that they all have the talent, they all have the ability, but they also have that X factor, which means they know how to win, they know how to lose, and they can do that in equal measure. So I think the IPL also brings out certain skills, certain talents on these players, and I think it's a good opportunity for the Indian players. Yes, they are a bit partial to the Indian players, but it is our league. Why can't we be a little partial? There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Krishna, go ahead.
No, I mean, it was great listening to Shekhar. Go ahead, Shweta.
No, I think it was great having you all. Thank you very much. In fact, that is what I was coming to.
Okay.
Shekhar Vijayan, Sanjeev Samyal, Krishna, thank you for taking time out for joining us on that story.